Proud of the way our guys got out of the blocks. Had a great opening drive of 13 plays. Even had a penalty or two, and we overcame it. Very poised in that regard. Need to stop those self-inflicted wounds, but for the most part on penalties, I thought we were pretty good on the day. Did a better job there. Defensively, really liked the start we had. Created turnovers again, created field position, and the offense took that change of momentum and stuck them in the end zone and didn't waste the turnovers. Very proud of that. So I thought we were very good in the red zone on offense. Again, 2 weeks in a row, and then very good on third down. Derwin has a torn cartilage in his knee. Did not have any ACL, any structural damage whatsoever. He has some cartilage damage, which we'll go in and see, and his timeout will depend on how it's repaired. And it's not necessarily if it's torn or something, we have to jag it and cut it. It's actually a less time back. If they sew it, it'll be or tack it down or whatever they say they do. It could be more time. Just depend. We'll do whatever's best for him. It was just all was a piece of cartilage got flipped. And there was no structure or knee damage in any way, shape, or form. Don't know how long. That's all going to depend on surgery and everything on that. Matter of fact, he's over there right now. Well, I mean, structurally, what he does, and they're still doing very similar things. They'll have adjustments and do things better. But, but he's progressed so much more as a player, in my opinion, with the poise and leadership and just his passing skills and his reading. But, we've played against him, so we know what he's like, but that doesn't make it any easier. That guy's dynamic, man, in all phases of the world and how he plays. So we're going to have our hands full. We got to keep contained, but we got to pressure, and we got to play Florida State football. We got to tackle in space, but then also you slip up about that, and all of a sudden they're banging you up inside with inside runs and powers and stuff. So we got to play a complete football game and be very disciplined. They had 10 guys drafted. We had 11. They had 10. Last year, look at the high picks they got. They got guys, the receivers and the players they've had through. They got really good players. Josh Harvey Clemens and Wiggins and Fields and the big nose guard, the junior college guys, Hearns, who's a defensive end from right here in town in Lincoln, Kelsey at linebacker, the corners, the receivers quick, and the line. They got good line. The tight end can run and catch. The back's a good player. All 2 or 3 of the receivers, Staples, those guys are big guys. The 18, the tight end, the athletic. They got really good players and they're coached well. That team. You look at the history of the players that have come out of there, especially recently. They're as good as anybody. We got to get there. We're not there as a team yet. We still, even if the varsity guys, the experienced guys, I still think the practice habits about how you really got to every play. The focus, the concentration, and you got to have it. And you got to play your way into it. You got to develop that identity, and you got to grind. There's no easy way to get ready for games. I haven't found it in 29 years. Like I say, Monday through Thursday, I'm miserable. I got to watch a film. I got to figure it out. I got to look at what we got. I got to look at what they. I've 29 years. You'd think you'd figure it out. But you can't. You got to grind at it, and they got to learn that if I'm going to play well on Saturday, I got to grind through the week, and I got to practice well, and I got to have attention to detail on how I prepare and play and line up and my eye control. They got to create those habits, and there's no easy way to do it. We got to get them developed. Not just for their own sake, for our team's sake. We got to feel comfortable putting them in the game and how they practice, because the bangs, the bruises, the depth, all the reps. You got to get these young guys ready as quick as you can. So I think we played 16. Freshmen in that game last week, 16 or 17 true freshmen, something like that. And, we got to get those guys out there as much as we can. Our conference is really good, guys. A couple years ago when we had the 11, Louisville had they talking about the we had the most players of any division drafted in college football. With us, Clown, all those guys, that whole side. It wasn't those other legs. And it is great football in the ACC, and I'm now glad that people are starting to see it. You're everybody's Super Bowl, and you're ranked up there high. That's what you do at Florida State. You get used to going to those environments, and hopefully it's just like going to work every day. That's what it is, and you respect it and you do it, but you put your work in. You don't get caught up in the clutter and the hype. You concentrate on what you do, how you prepare and how you play, and learn to have a great process of getting ready.